So anyways, like I was saying, robbing a bank is the best way to get indicted. Hello, everybody!
Hi!
Hello!
And unfortunately, we're back to single camera, which doesn't actually cover all of us, so more focused on the person playing than me in the corner.
Alright, so as you can see by the thumbnail, John, as a belated celebration to his birthday, we're gonna engage in a little bit of a thieving today.
Yep, we're playing Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus on the Sly collection.
Which Alexis got John for his birthday.
Thank you very much, Alexis. Love ya.
Alright, let's dive right in.
Yep. I love this game series. I love it so much.
Alright, so we're gonna refrain from talking for a little bit just to let people who have never seen just let the opening play.
Yeah.
It's Paris, France.
4:20 a.m. Now that I know what that symbolizes, I'm guessing, yeah, they definitely made it.
Not as overt as the Ratchet games.
Oh, yeah. Sucker punched?
The police.
Yeah, they definitely have to...
Yeah, look, I love this. You were just straight in the game, you know?
Straight in the game. And just ahead of time, for anyone, I have not played Ghost of Tsushima, which is by Sucker Punch. I am interested in playing it, though.
Alright, so John, you ready to dive in?
Sly! Come in! Sly!
Sly!
You read me?
Yeah, I read
Snake?
you.
Snake?
Loud and
Snake!
Sorry.
Dun
I'm
dun
a little
dun
nervous.
dun dun
Trying to
dun.
break into police headquarters does that.
Get over it, Bentley. You're safe in the van. I'm the thief here. I've got to steal that file from Inspector Carmelita Fox.
Well, count on me to be your eyes and ears, buddy. Got their security system
Also
totally
known as an
scoped.
easy target for
Get
furry
inside.
artists.
You're gonna have to go
Oh,
through
you have no
that
idea.
area.
You will...
And don't forget, you
It's
got me
like
at
the
the wheel
Xenobites
slide.
from
All you
Hellraiser
gotta do
appear,
is grab
and
the
they're like,
file,
oh, we
take
have
it back
such
to the
sights to
van.
show
We'll
you.
do the rest.
So,
That engine
yeah.
running, Murray.
It's like,
I'll
what is
die
that?
in no time.
Oh, the furry art. Oh, God. No! Sucker Punch Reduction.
Okay, clearly I have to jump, but
Yeah, like Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus.
I remember the commercials for these where it was like a raccoon
Oh, yeah.
committing crimes.
Those were
Sorry,
funny.
Yeah.
Sly Cooper.
I'm embarrassed that, like Ratchet, Sly is a game I never got to, even though the commercials for the series were
Hey,
amazing.
Bentley, I
Yeah.
know
Also
I'm
starring
seeing
Bentley the
things.
Turtle.
Must be vertigo or something. Can you see
Sly!
those crazy blue lights?
Really? I've read about this. Master raccoon thieves are able to sense thieving opportunities, which manifest themselves as unexplainable blue auras.
Yeah, Alexis and I found this PS3 copy at a Half Price Books, and we grabbed it because John showed interest in actually getting the games again, and it was easier to get him the collection than trying to find the PS2 games individually.
Oh, definitely, yeah, much cheaper too. It's one of those things that I still regret selling.
Yeah, oh, featuring
The
the
Fiendish
Fiendish Five.
The Five of Fiends.
I love how it's like introducing as like these characters as if they were in a movie. And Carmelita Montoya Fox.
Really? Montoya.
Yeah, her name is Carmelita Montoya Fox.
I wonder if, okay, obviously, they're fans of Batman, everyone's a fan of Batman, but I wonder if either Inigo Montoya or Renee Montoya influenced the name.
Nice job.
We ever play the Jack series desk? Again, that's a no. When I got my PS2, I was firmly focused on basically JRPGs, Bandai released games, and Zone of the Enders: The Second Runner. I didn't get a lot of PS2 games, unfortunately. Well, technically I did, but when a quarter of my collection was .hack games, it's like, there's a limit.
And there's a lot of it's RPGs and time sinking.
Maybe there's a way
Yeah.
to get around it.
Yeah, I wasn't much of a big platformer person beyond Donkey Kong 64 and Banjo-Tooie. I mean, Rare games, they're always excellent platformers.
Let's just see what you... Yeah. I'm actually probably gonna piss some people off when I say I only really like the first Jack game. I don't think the rest are bad. It's just...
You like it when he's slim instead of beefy.
And also the fact that I think it's just the stories kind of got weaker as the series went on.
What, Jack and Daxter?
Jack and Daxter.
Nah, like, I never played
Fair.
Jack. Here's the thing. I played Jack 1, and the thing is, there was a story, but in the same vein of collectathons, like, having some loose narrative tied together to, like, justify what you're doing, right?
Nice job.
Golden Girl, when did Renee Montoya come out as a lesbian? I think it was intended in the original anime series, since that's where she originated. Yes.
It was originally started in the comic series Gotham Central, where she was outed by Two-Face, and I'll just pause for a sec. Yes.
I can fix her.
I'd have you red-handed.
I mean, technically, she is on the right side of the law, so she's not the one who needs fixing.
In Bombay.
Which reminds me, you need to return the Firestone of India to its rightful owners.
And I was gonna give
basically, Renee Montoya was outed by Two-Face because he was in love with her, and he thought, I will ruin her life, and then she'll come crawling to
This
me!
pistol packs a paralyzing
Yeah,
punch.
because I could have
You
sworn I
are
saw
tired.
something,
Might snap you out of the crime scene.
behind the scenes post where they wanted to make her
Plenty of
lesbian
time
in
for
the
that
original
once you're
Batman the
safely
animated
behind
series, but were
bars.
prevented from doing so. I cannot quote the source off the top of my head.
Long enough.
So yeah, so Hot Fox Girls are in your area, and they want to be fucking dead.
Or stunned badly.
Yeah, so don't move a muscle.
Don't stand still. It hurts.
Running.
It's time for Boost and Magnum.
Oh gosh. Like, look how cinematic this all is.
Yeah, and it's simple platforming too, so it kind of fits the aesthetic.
Like, and honestly, like, it's simple enough that, like, anybody can pick it up and play, but also,
Can't escape me,
it's not
raccoon!
brain dead either.
Let exit.
Let exit.
Let exit, stage left.
Once again, my gang and I had given Inspector Carmelita Fox the slip. I was surprised to see how well she took it. Finally, the secret police file I'd been searching for all these years. With this, I could avenge my family and regain possession of our most valued treasure. It all began when I was just a kid, bouncing on my father's knee. You see, I come from a long line of master thieves who kept all their secrets of sneaking and stealing in an ancient book.
Sneak
The Thievius
King.
Raccoons. Anyone who read it learned to be especially sneaky, which is why we specialize in stealing from criminals. After all, there's no honor, no challenge, no fun stealing from ordinary people. You rip off a master criminal, and you know you're a master thief. Well, on the night I was supposed to inherit the book, 5 visitors came unannounced to our door. My father fought to protect us, but the gang of villains known as the Fiendish Five overpowered him and ransacked our house until they found the Thievius Raccoonus. Our family's manual of thieving greatness fell into their filthy hands. They tore the book into 5 pieces and split it up, each villain disappearing to the farthest corners of the world to commit dastardly crimes. Broken alone, I was dumped at the town orphanage. There I met 2 guys who became my lifelong buddies and trusted crew. Bentley, techno genius and strategist supreme, and Murray, part-time driver and full-time burden. Together we pledged to track down the
Hey,
Fiendish
hippos
Five,
are
avenge
ambush
my father,
predators.
and steal back the Thievius
You never
Raccoonus.
expect them.
I knew I was about to face the toughest test of my life. On this mission, I would either become a master thief like my ancestors before me, or fail and allow my family name to bite the dust.
Do. Another one bites the dust.
The Murray will make sure nothing goes wrong.
The Murray ends up making everything go wrong.
Piece of work back there at police headquarters, Sly.
Come see me if you want to check out any of your old movies. I've got them all here on my computer. Use the left analog stick to move
Wow, I
around
love
the
Guardians
hideout
of the
and X
Galaxy.
button to select things.
I've already plotted a route to our first target.
And it's so convenient that they're in France. Like, where in
The road trip
France?
gave me the time I needed to study up on Sir Raleigh the Frog.
just a frog.
As a young man, this hot-tempered frog grew bored of his life of luxury and privilege.
He then started popping out of boxes and
On a whim,
dancing to the
tried
tune
to
of
survive
"Hello, my
the pit of
baby, hello,
piracy
my honey, hello, my ragtime gal."
Raleigh, who quickly became addicted to crime,
He quickly drove
was
many
brought
people
into the
insane.
fiendish five as
And
chief
he became a
machinist,
pirate.
where his evil tinkering genius rose to new heights. The last reported sighting of this mad machinist was off the soggy coast of the Isle of Wrath, a small island uncomfortably situated in the middle of the perilous Welsh Triangle.
The moment
Sly
you
Cooper
realize they
in.
went all around.
Sly Cooper in Tide of Terror.
I had a feeling that's what the title was going to end up being, but I didn't
Yeah,
want to
but it's like
say it.
I love to have the Saturday morning cartoon vibe of this, you know?
This could have been a Saturday morning cartoon.
There was actually plans, I think, to make a movie of it, but they fell through.
Yeah,
That
there
doesn't
was,
surprise me.
yeah, there was supposedly an animated movie in production, but for one reason or the other, it just never happened.
And considering the Sly 4 DLC was canceled, resulting in this franchise ending on a
Hey,
cliffhanger.
Sly,
Yeah.
I just spotted something that's going to
It like, was really
complicate the mission.
unfortunate. Like,
See
Sucker
that
Punch at least has
nasty-looking
gone
gate?
on to like
It blocks
do
the
Ghost of
only road
Tsushima, and
leading into
from my
Raleigh's
understanding, they have
hideout.
not
No
done
problem.
anything scummy as of late.
Yeah,
But
so
when
Hey,
you
but
juxtapose
remember,
it with
you
Jack
can
and
only
Daxter's
climb
developers,
on
Naughty
certain
Dog,
objects,
and
like pipes and
how
roads.
creative the
Yeah,
Jack
sure.
series
Like that ladder
was,
there?
and
That
then
is correct.
nowadays
But do
they're just
not forget,
re-releasing
Sly.
Last of
You
Us
have to
over and
get
over and
close.
over and
Then
over
hit the circle
and
button to
over.
grab it. Yeah,
Stop,
yeah,
please,
that's
it's already
better. I
dead.
live for this stuff.
Yeah, and that's what worries me.
Emerald DC, it's kind of funny with that within the Japan version of the game had a different animation for the first and last cutscenes.
You can actually unlock that in this.
Hey, probably because it's, you know, post-release collection.
Yeah. Clue bottles, hell
The
yeah!
Clue bottles!
Collectibles!
Ah, collectibles, give it to me.
I love platforming. What would a platformer be without platforms?
Like, John's just getting it to lay the land again because, you know, it's been years since he's played this.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, I'm pretty sure as you keep playing, like, the memories will unlock. Ooh, Clue bottle.
More Clue bottles.
DJ Choco, on JRPGs, I've recently gotten back into Star Ocean Fantasy Star games. I was wondering if you guys have any history with them. I have not played Phantasy Star, but I got recommended Star Ocean 4, the PS3 game. I tried playing a bit of it, I couldn't get into it, but then again, that was over a decade ago.
You remember the circle.
Yeah, the circle. It's always the circle button.
But, for now, I think you can only,
I can only climb, I think.
yeah.
Let's just double check to be sure.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah, there we
Yeah,
go.
go. Get them glue bottles!
Oh,
Be a
yeah.
fiend.
I like how they're just dancing in place, so there has to be some rare influence from this.
Yeah. We just need to get jiggy with it.
Hold on, Sly. See those searchlights? One careless step, and you'll be subjected to acute combustion.
You done
What about a careless whisper?
I'm just trying to keep you alive, partner.
What about a careless
Fortunately
whisper?
for you, I launched these signal repeaters throughout Raleigh's fortress. Get close to one, and I can checkpoint your progress.
Nice.
Wait, how are you able to do that?
I am God! I am Bentley God Turtle!
Well, you see, I can teleport you out and teleport you back to places you've already been.
Darn it.
You died.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is back in the old school days where if you got hit once, you died.
And it makes sense for, like, Sly because he's a thief. He has no stamina to resist the damage.
Right. It's something that the sequels would, like, implement, like, implemented a health bar, which I think was, like, a smart decision, but even then, you couldn't exactly powerhouse your way through everything, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if you tried...
I think that's kind of why I remember hearing about that back in the day. I think that's kind of why I didn't get involved with the series, because I'm the kind of person that would end up accidentally moving something the wrong way and end up taking that hit and never being able to proceed past. Because I am consistently terrible at defending and evasion in games.
Yeah, you are. You just suck at it. You see, unfortunately, guys, Des has not mastered the art of the dodge. Why did you dodge?
Border control in my hands. It's my eternal defense, and it's legitimate.
It is legitimate.
Trolley is hiding out.
You know, that blimp looks more like a machine than a hideout.
You're right, Sly. That is a storm machine. It's the reason why it never stops raining around here.
Oh, great, a weather
Explains all the red
machine.
ships.
But why would Raleigh want bad weather at his own hideout 24/7?
He's an amphibian. He
Rain or
needs
shine,
the moisture.
Steal my family's
Yeah,
book.
exactly.
But then
If it's in my
again,
way,
like that's yeah, Frog, but he can get that around from the water nearby. So it's like, what kind of crazy person needs to be storming? You know?
No, Alexis, don't you understand? Frog and Toad are friends.
They're just really good friends. Their relationship is open to interpretation. Am I right, John?
We're never gonna stop getting mileage out of that.
Yeah, Sunrise was so stupid, and I do not understand why they keep fucking up the relationships in series they make.
At the very least,
Nice
like
job
the
so
staff
far, Sly.
knows what's up.
Yeah,
You know,
and
right?
As far as
You'll
I'm
need to
concerned,
grab onto this hook
Zuleta
with
and
your
Yorine
tail.
are canon.
Just jump
Like,
and
it's
hit the
just
circle button.
executives who are being dumb.
yeah, and I say Sunrise because they have a history of it, whereas Bandai, the merch side of that, could generally care less, except Bandai is getting blamed for it in this case because Sunrise is now Bandai Namco Studios, or Namco Bandai Studios, one or the other. So it's counted as Bandai, even though when it's most likely not Bandai, the overall company, nor the merch division.
HJ5 is playing as a Kaito, huh? Ah, yes, them Phantom Thieves.
Did you get the marker?
Yep.
Bradley Harris, weird question. Has anyone had the Switch light screen go black with the sound and button presses work fine? I don't own a Switch Lite.
Oh, clue. Gotta get all those clues, man.
That large vault has got to be somehow related to those
So I
clues
think
and
honest-
models you've been collecting. If
Oh,
you can
there's
locate
clues up
all
there.
the
Oh,
clues in this
clues!
area,
You gotta get them clues!
Emerald DC, question for us. If by some miracle we get a remaster or remake of the Dot Hack iMock games, what changes would you like to see them do with the games?
Okay, I see what you gotta do. You gotta start climbing for...
Inventory expansion. I want to be able to hold 999 items, either in pack or in storage, because I do not want to do the fucking complete item collection quest again when I have, if I have to go through all, the matter of buying and selling all the equipment all over again. Or collecting, buying, and selling all the equipment over again. It is insufferable to have to do that at the end of the game, to go back through everything to regather every common piece of equipment.
Yeah.
I mean, this is actually something they fixed in GU by expanding the item storage capacity to much higher limits, so you wouldn't have to worry about storage space.
You see, I remember when the Super Gaming Brothers played this game, and they like every time a clue bottle would show up, they would just like drop everything and go like clue. You gotta get that clue in.
How long ago was that?
Oh, years ago. I'm just gonna backtrack a bit.
Because he's only missing 2, so
Yeah.
the thing about the clue bottles in this game is that
They're obvious but not obvious.
yeah, some of them are dead obvious, others are just evil in regards to like where they're placed.
Yeah.
So like it does require repeated exploration and homing the level, but like since the levels are linear in nature, there's only so many places for them to hide.
Yeah, linear with obstacles.
Yeah.
What am I missing?
Well, what if the clue balls you're missing are the friends you made along the way?
Trust you. The Terror of Death is here.
Yes. Hi, Des. Hi, John. Hi, Alexis. Hi, sorry, Mike. How are you guys doing? I am tired.
Yeah,
I'm mediocre.
I'm okay.
I mean, I worked a day and a half of overtime this week, so I have excuse to be tired.
Yeah.
HJ5 is asking, that's Some Call Me Johnny's group, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have not watched his most recent Devil May Cry videos. Like, I've seen a few of some Call Me Johnny's videos on and off. He's got my kind of energy, so I'm happy he's successful, but I'm just not engaged in the same way with his content as others have.
Oh, here we go. Haha!
See what I mean? Like,
Yeah, completely out of sight. You have to do environment destruction to find it.
right, but it's not so it's not like, how should I put this? It's not dickish, if that makes any sense.
You just
right?
have to train yourself to, like, look for destructible environment things in places you wouldn't think to destroy them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, can you imagine if you fell that ramble?
Oh god, yeah. That
After
would
all that.
suck.
Yeah.
So glad when I'm gonna be able to have the roller skates.
Still, like, I think for the first outing, Flight Cooper is one of the better platformers to be good at just right at the gate.
MLDC, sorry for rapid firing these questions. No, you're fine. When it comes to Scarlet and Violet, are you 3 excited for the DLC? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got my mudkits. I'm gonna get my boy. My baby boy.
So you're saying you like mudkits?
I love mudkits. Mudkit was my very first starter.
Yeah. No. There is no bad starter in Gen 3.
Like, although I will always forget how I traded my Swampert away for something a Lava Fit, but I was so I was a young kid. I didn't know any better.
And you could always, like, restart the game.
Yeah, that's what I wound up doing because I was so distraught.
Yeah, it's like, Hoenn is legitimately this region I played the most and not gotten sick of it.
1% completion.
I remember one time.
Oh, look.
Oh, wait.
Sly, you found a page from the Thievius Raccoon.
HJ5, so does like J Boss be on time with you? One question still remains. Why were they in Venice? Judai was literally traveling the world and was at a tournament and heard about the thefts of the cards. That's actually explained in the Japanese version.
Yeah, so now you have the dive move.
Care of Death. Oh, Des, did you see the P-Bandai announcement for the high-grade Gundam Maxter?
Why didn't nobody tag me in that? I am a G Gundam fangirl. Nobody tagged me in that? Don't you think I should have known about that as soon as possible? God, you people.
Cast off. Change America.
America!
That was literally that was literally the joke I made the second Alexis saw that last night.
It's like, that was perfect, by the way. Like, you see, all Americans have the ability to just rip off our clothes and achieve full freedom status.
No, seriously, you can do a cast-off effect with the Gundam Maxter's outer armor. They're including effect parts for that.
Which is really, I hate the fact that it's P Bandai, but I love the fact that they're including that.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, that's a good choice for them.
Yeah, like they did it for, the fact that they're doing it for the Gundam Rose and they did it for Gundam Maxter has me very excited for what they can do for both Gundam and Dragon Gundam.
Yeah. I especially think Dragon Gundam with both the butterfly effect for its super attack and also like the extendable dragon arms.
Right, they would have to include that epic butterfly attack.
I almost feel like the effect parts for all that is why they keep doing those P Bandai. I mean, yeah, G Gundam is the most popular in Japan, so it's going to be P Bandai regardless. But the fact they're putting in the extra effort for the P Bandai releases,
right?
Like, give it more of a validation.
Can we just talk about the atmosphere of this level?
Wow, you found a lucky charm. That'll protect you when
They're not gonna be lucky charms.
Are they magically delicious?
Actually, yes, it protects you.
Oh, wait.
Oh, Genix, so Cousin Master pretty much confirms Dragon Ball would be P Bandai. Yeah, the thing is, like, G, Wing, and to an extent X are just those series that never really caught on in Japan, even though they were successful enough in their day. So a lot of their main kits or upgrade versions going to P Bandai makes a semblance of sense to the people in charge of distribution in Japan. Plus, like, just they've been doing a lot more P Bandai kits that for things that should be retail for the sole purpose of they can't get enough into stores, so putting stuff or, to meet demand. So putting things on P Bandai for stuff that they think will sell less makes sense because it allows them better control over quantity they can make and distribute at any given time.
Okay, can you hold the pause when you draw? Okay, like, it doesn't do it this game, but like whenever you're sneaking, it has like this like this sick bass line, and like in later games, I would like literally pause the game just so I could cycle through all the options, because then you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
HJ5, so another question. Paradox stole Neos, right? So why wasn't there a Sin Neos? Paradox did not steal Elemental Hero Neos. The Sin archetype is solely based off of dragons.
A cunning disguise.
I think I know which one this
And you say at the time was the only protagonist with a dragon, so he's the only one that got hit. Actually, Yuya didn't exist yet.
He was but a twinkle in Konami's eye.
And we don't talk about Yusaku, because Firewall Dragon was banned for many, many years.
Yeah, Firewall Dragon's a great example of, like, you did not think about how powerful this actually did do.
Oh, this part always drives me nuts. Seeing those coins.
And then they vanish, right? By the time you get out of the cutscene.
Yeah.
Wait a second. What if I jumped into that barrel for protection?
I don't know.
Emerald DC, speaking of Bounce Beyond Time, why didn't Paradox go after Seto as well? He did. One of the Sin Dragons is Sin Blue Eyes.
Ah.
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't take the time to bring it up for the sole reason of Sin Blue Eyes and Sin Red Eyes are kind of terrible.
Yeah, they...
Boosh!
Boom, sucker! Get them coins!
Get them coins so I can get Lucky Charms.
Golden Garo, it will never stop being annoying to me that only the God and Master Gundam got Master Grades, but those haven't. Did God ever get a perfect grade? God Gundam has never gotten a perfect grade, but it and Shining Gundam did get 1/160 no grades. The 1/160 scale is the perfect grade scale. And yeah, there were plans for Master Grades of the Bolt, Master, Dragon, and Rose Gundams, but they never escaped the prototype phase simply because the original Master Grades for God and Master and Spiegel did not sell enough for what they wanted to, and that was, I believe they were distributed right around the time they were getting to the Seed stuff, so the Seed Master Grades took priority.
They're the same time.
Oh yeah, I'm getting that. Oh, and an extra life.
I might be misremembering the release timing on that.
More clues!
Clues!
Which is honestly unfortunate because the posability of the Master Grade God, Master, and Spiegel Gundams are what allowed the following Master Grades to take such a leap in construction and articulation.
You see that clue hanging out, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think I know how you can get it. First, get those. You see that book stack?
Oh yeah.
Or do that.
Oh, James, it really sucks because a lot of the kits from Wing and G series that I grew up with have more P-Bandai kits than mass releases. Yeah, it's annoying if you want to try and find them retail. Even though we actually have gotten a number of P-Bandai kits as retail ones, so I don't know why. It's oddly selective these days. But at the very least, you're guaranteed to get it from a P-Bandai distribution as long as you get in on the pre-order. You might have to wait a rotation or two, like Alexis is expecting to have to wait until the second run of the Maxters to be able to get that. But, yeah, it's annoying because they're not being master distributed. And of course, the problem of scalpers, which P-Bandai has fortunately worked a lot to decrease.
Oh, did you see that clue bottle that was over
Oh
there?
yeah, I was just going for the other one. For the ones back here.
Clues. I love me some clues.
A clue!
Like, John, I think we're addicted to clues.
Sorry, Synchro, question for Shinta. Why did you miss one small detail in your GX5D's review? Both shows weren't originally written by Yoshida. I never said they were. I said that Shin Yoshida was the head writer at the time people started complaining about the shows. And moreover, Yoshida did actually write the entirety of the Dark Signers arc, which they actually tribute to the original writer. Like, the original writer bowed out right before Aki's duel with Yusei, the first one.
Oh, you got the golden horse.
So, like, most of the stuff people actually really like about the show, that was actually Yoshida doing it. Same thing with GX, to be honest. So there's no real point bringing up the original writers when the complaints about Yoshida are what I was more addressing, and those are vastly overblown. Star Sticker, so why did Junki Takagami leave GX around season 3 near the end? If I remember correctly, he got on another project. Kind of the same thing as when, I'm forgetting his name off the top of his head, the guy who was writing all the Jack and Carly romance stuff. Like, it happens. Like, multiple Japanese writers who are regulars on one series end up doing a lot for other series at the same time. I brought that up before. Like, Naruhisa Arakawa, at the same time he was writing on Hurricaneger, would guest write for episodes of Rockman.exe. And for that matter, he wrote Opera Ranger episodes at the same time he was writing on Rockman.exe Access. And the same for Stream, actually. Naruhisa Arakawa is everywhere, or was everywhere.
Oh, back on the P Bandai thing, apparently Eugenics managed to get the Rose Litford Jew on the first runs, but Death Slice Hell and Phantom had to get on their second runs.
Yeah, Litford did not go fast.
No, it didn't. But then again, it was a prologue, one episode next, so...
HJ5, so anyone knows there was supposed to be a Sly Cooper animated movie? Yeah, we discussed that a bit earlier.
Yeah.
There are so many what-ifs that could have been. Like, there was apparently supposed to be a Spyro movie, which would have been fun, which I think would have been fun.
Bradley Harris, imagine Kaiba turbo dueling Jack Atlas. The class of egos would be Titanic. Alexis, once that Red Dragon Archfiend structure deck gets out, you're gonna have to duel me with that versus my blue eyes.
You will bow before my might, Davis! You will bow!
I would actually not have any complaints if you actually managed to beat my Blue Eyes deck with Red Dragon Archfiend.
Yeah, because Wizard One that Kaiba comment, Wizard wonders, you know, with the Blue Eyes synchro support, can you imagine Kaiba turbo dueling in the 5Ds era and his Blue Eyes themed dual runner?
Yeah.
That would be funny.
Hey, just trying to find the last two clue bottles.
Did you get towards the end?
I did, yeah, and I just saw the key, and I'm pretty sure if I get that, then that means level's over.
Yeah, and it does. So it's like, where did the last two clues?
Oh, I think I have an idea.
Yes.
Garo, actually, to correct a friend of mine in the series, she thought the writers had a favoritism for Crow, but I think you said, as you said, the oversaturation of writers kind of caused that mistake. It wasn't so much an oversaturation of writers, is that one of the actors for the main cast members was unavailable for a decent stretch of what most people cite as the problem area of 5Ds.
It was not like...
And it was like, yeah, have only so many people to work with. Like, I kind of sidestepped the whole Crow oversaturation complaint because I looked at it again and it's like, it wasn't as severe as people thought it was, but the problem was just Crow superseding everybody else in the opening as the seemingly third protagonist in that, when no, that was Aki.
Interesting. Old Sally Cooper's fast getaway raccoon roll. Stories claim she can move faster rolling than anyone else could on the run. Hold down the triangle button to use this move. Switch between your power-ups using L2 and R2.
Witso wonders, I just realized the Masked Hero archetype should have been a Synchro archetype. Seriously, they are sent up to Common Rider. They are missing from the series where all duelists ride motorcycles. It's because the Masked Rider archetype, the Masked Hero archetype in Yu-Gi-Oh! Originates from the GX manga. That's why that's like that. And the GX manga was produced, like, before, in part before the end of GX, but also concurrently with 5Ds. But of course, it's not set in the 5Ds era, so the synchro mechanic does not exist yet.
There was a pretty sure there was another horseshoe.
No, you got a golden horseshoe, so you can't exactly double dip.
That's true.
Rather, I would have loved Aki to get a majestic counterpart for Black Rose Dragon. Technically, that's Ruddy Rose Dragon, but it's not. Ruddy Rose Dragon doesn't play off of the majestic or Axel Synchro mechanic archetypes, which it would have been nice, especially since they released that retrain of Majestic Star Dragon to just finally diversify everything else so some of the others could get it. But considering, like, everybody but Luna has an upgraded version of their base Synchro Dragon at this point, so Luna's the most deserving of something like that.
Also, show off the roll, John. Roll! Roll!
Rolling around at the speed of sound.
Got places to go, gotta thieve that rainbow.
I swear, in Donkey Kong 64, once I learned the roll move, I basically just used that to travel whenever I was Donkey Kong.
It is fun to do when you get a move like that. It's just like, why would you do anything else?
Start a synchro. Anyone else hyped for the Jack Atlas structure deck? You will all bow before my awesome power!
I think you're a Jack Atlas fan. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Careful.
I mean, considering we are still working on making Alexis have the best possible Fortune Lady deck plausible.
Applying significant
Yep.
rotational torque to achieve maximum.
And I think I have everything I need for my Elemental Hero build.
It means something
Yeah,
good might happen
I
if
have
get
everything
the
I
wheel
need
to
for
spin
mine, I
fast
just need to
enough.
put it together.
Isn't that what I just said?
Because, you know, I filled up those binders. Speaking of which, Ubel support for victory. Ubel support wins.
I win! I win!
Terror Death, wait, when did Blackwing Dragon get an upgrade? I think it was late last year /
Yeah.
early this year. And I forget if it's an upgrade or just a retrain, but it counts.
Oh, this level, I remember this one.
Temperature's reading way off the charts in here. This must be the power source for the storm machine.
Like, I love how all these levels feel like, parts of the hideout, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you missed a clue. Wow.
What?
Safe.
No, I got the clue. Oh, wait.
Oh, no. Oh, wow, it's one of...
This
It's,
is the vault, but you need more clues.
okay, you can understand how
Oh, no, I get you.
I'm just... I'm your, like, four other pair of eyes, you know? I'm looking on the clues off clues. You're detectives.
Better close those furnace doors. Jump and press the
Yeah,
square
Black-Winged
button.
Assault
That'll slam
Dragon,
them shut.
released in October of last year. It's a level 10 Synchro monster. So you basically just level 2 on top of Black-Winged Dragon to upgrade it.
You saw that clue bottle, right?
Yeah. I'm just gonna get rid of this guy first. Oh, these two.
Emerald DC, I don't remember much of the dub for GX, but what were some of the problems with Judai in that version? They basically made him an idiot protagonist. Like, Judai in the Japanese version was a bit of a slacker because he didn't take school the most seriously, but he wasn't stupid.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, like, the unfortunate problem when it came... Oh, I think there's a clue like right over. Nice move.
Thank you.
There's a clue bottle on that one. And on that one too. Woo! Yeah, probably good approach it from that angle. Yeah.
Yeah. If I go that way.
Let's find out, shall we?
Plus, it went back to the general problem of GX moving more towards the gag dub range than the original Yu-Gi-Oh, where the original Yu-Gi-Oh dub at least tried to stay somewhat serious. But then again, GX was a bit more comedic to begin with than the original, so it was just accentuating something that was, I don't want to say negative, but taking something to an 11th degree.
Good job, Jaden. Oh, don't thank me. Thank you, Belle. Who's you, Belle? The demon that lives in my head.
So, Des, what do you think of the joke that Aki is a dimensional counterpart / sister to Callan? I mean, I've been in that camp because same aesthetic design and their romance arcs were screwed over in kind of the same way.
Right, and it's
like okay, you say he didn't die to negate it, but, you know, executive meddling from on high that keeps it from being a thing.
Yeah.
It's like the Spider-Man pointing me, you know?
Yeah.
Every time I saw art of Callan, I've seen art of Callan or Aki, I've had problems.
Recently I've had people say, like, isn't that Aki from, like, 5Ds? And it's like, no, that's Callan.
Yeah.
Is that Callan from Code Geass? No, that's Aki.
It's like, by timing, Aki did come second, but it's of the opinion that, wow, people really liked Cal from Code Geass and she got screwed over. Let's use that same design and actually make an arc about her having her life screwed over and her getting it back together. And then it ends up screwed over.
Whoops.
Whoops-a-doodle.
And the reason why I didn't bring up much about that in like, her losing her psychic powers and not getting together with Yusei despite beyond me ranting about why they're not getting together is I don't know the reasons why that happened concretely. Like, people can blame the writers all they want, but when the writers were pushing for that themselves and wanted to do it but then didn't, I need a reason.
There's still... This is the annoying part where there's like one clue left, and it's like, where did it go?
And so in all that, I didn't want to say hearsay on that, because there is no given reason.
Probably went over there.
Yeah, I'll move over there.
Yes, there is probably a reason over there. Just over there has to take care of itself.
Why was he just smashing the floor?
Why don't you look behind that thing? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can actually go back now.
Jerry Nicole, I wish that Luna would get her own deck archetype because I want to see what the name would be since Fable and Fairy Tail are already taken. Yeah, Luna was odd in that she didn't really have a deck archetype, but then she wasn't much of a duelist in the series.
Yeah, that's true.
Which series was Luna in?
5Ds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Luna, well, in the sub, it's Rua and Ruka. But I think changing the name Rua to Luna, like, I like that.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with that.
I'm unbeatable! No code can stand before me! It's
Plus, you know,
got to
sun
be
and moon.
5,
Leo,
7,
sun,
9.
Yeah.
the line of the sun, and then Luna, moon.
These are the blueprints
Programmers
of
can do
Trolley's
anything.
entire operation. I wonder... Yes! I can wire this info directly into your binocucom.
Start a synchro. To be fair, Frames and Zell have worse writers than 5Ds, in their opinion. And yeah, Zell disproves the problem being Shin Yoshida for the simple fact of Shin Yoshida didn't really write on Zell. And Brains has the same thing where Shin Yoshida was off doing other things like the Arc V manga, and it was a bunch of other writers that were actually making a mess of it. So to go back to that, Shin Yoshida is not the origin of the problems with the Yu-Gi-Oh anime. It's like, you can't keep blaming him for things that he legitimately didn't work on. And I just think the problem that people see the head writer credits and think that the head writer is always the source of the problem. Like, I've made that mistake sometimes.
That is true.
And, like, you know, like, when it comes to a TV show, you will have your head writer, but if everything's going correctly, then the head writer has a team of other writers to help them out.
Yeah, it's why with the Rockman reviews, I've been making special attention to calling out specifically Mayuri Sekijima as the source of the problem instead of Kenichi Araki, because Mayuri Sekijima is writing the majority of the generally bad episodes with that series. Like, the other writers can go back and forth on whether they're actually doing well, but it's always Sekijima and those that choose to voluntarily side with him on such matters that bring the show down.
Now, I could go on for since I have 3 keys, but, well...
John,
I'm not gonna just do
we're not
that.
gonna half-ass this. Come
No
on.
way, no
We're
way.
gonna
No
rob this.
half-ass in this.
We're gonna rob this frog for all he's worth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's thanks to guys like Gerard, the completionist, that I see the fun in completing stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, next level. Rolling, 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 rolling.
Rolling.
Into the machine.
Terror Death, to be fair, Zelda did get better. Yeah, and we've explored our reasoning for why Zell has the problems it does, because, you know, garnering a newer audience and the way they did it, alienating the previous fans of the last 12 years. But, you know, garnering new audience, that's not a bad thing. It's just doing it in such a way that it keeps the older people on board, which is the tricky part.
Eureka! We're in the engine room.
Yep. Remember, John,
My
because
analysis
if you
tells
not
me that if you trace the spinning
uh,
crankshaft all the way back to its source, you'll find Raleigh's treasure key and sabotage his machine while you're at it.
Wisdom wonders, why do you think the divine attribute isn't used there much? There are many gods and goddesses adapted into cards and isn't used anything but the Egyptian god cards and the Norse gods in the anime. Well, they use divine a lot more in the anime too, but the divine attribute in the first place was not part of the original game in any way, shape, or form. It was just added in because of the Egyptian god cards due to their mythos reasoning.
Hold down the circle button near the blue stealth auras to perform super
the
sneaky
auras.
thief moves.
So I think that just keeping it to the Egyptian gods, as far as I know, is just staying true to the mythos on that. Because, you know, the attribute system, while not used as much these days to matter, they don't have, other god entities don't have the same importance to the game, and it screws up the mechanics of everything else to try and do it more diversely.
I love how this is a Sly Cooper streaming, yet we're answering Yu-Gi-Oh questions.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not complaining, I just can't wait for us to eventually do another Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel stream, and that's when we'll be getting, like, a whole bunch of Transformers questions.
Yeah. It is the cycle where we're actually talking about a proper subject. It's usually...
No, they fall down.
They fall down the hole.
It's just whacking those clue bottles. Ching! So satisfying.
Terror Death, question, what do you think the world would look like if Funimation was able to make their dub of Zell? I didn't think the license went to Funimation on that, or if at least if it was, I was not aware that it was.
But I honestly I don't think Funimation would have been much better.
If Funimation, it depends on the writers on that.
Like, what I mean is, like, not necessarily in the writing capacity, but in the distribution capacity.
Oh yeah, distribution would have still, okay. They would have actually put out sets for it, but the distribution as in how to watch the show would have still been terrible.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Look at you,
But yeah,
Sly.
because there are just some terrible localizers at Funimation that just get away with nonsense, and we still do not know why they're allowed to do it that way.
Listen to this music.
And it's not even all the company. It's just certain people who think that's the better way, and it's not. HC5 is complaining about the difficulty in trying to find subs of Zell, and I kind of understand that. I actually, when I was I lost my main archive drive like a year or two ago that had the good subs of Zell on it, and then I tried to find them again, and the torrents I tried to do for that were just gone. And my main backup archive torrent site that is not the obvious one, whose name I'm not saying because you shouldn't say it, they did not have it. Which is obnoxious, but kind of shows a lot to how much Yu-Gi-Oh fans actually care about, you know, retaining Zell.
Oh, check the left side.
Oh yeah.
Check the left. Check the right.
Yeah, you see that? There's clues.
Brad Ayers, given the God cards are near unplayable in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, I wouldn't be surprised the player Konami forgot about the divine attribute. Nearly unplayable? They can be summoned with 2 cards. Like, literally, just 2 cards.
Nope.
Yeah, they got support a couple years ago that makes them insanely playable now. Egyptian God Slime, fusion monster summoned from Metal Reflex Slime. It is amazing. Instant God Slime is an instant 3 tribute for anything that requires 3 tributes. It is good. It is generally good, and it is so fucking expensive. But yeah, their effect, aside from Slifer's effect, they're really, really nerfed these days, so I can see people not playing them. Oh, that's the other thing, the Poker Knights. The Poker Knights are really, really good. Start of Synchro. Okay, here is another non-Yu-Gi-Oh question. What do you think about the Bay Transformers films? Care to give us some info? I like the first Transformers movie. It's not a good movie, but it at least tried. From there, they stopped trying.
Let's go open up a safe.
At least with the recent ones, they're trying a bit more. Though the thing that the Rise of the Beast is supposed to be a sequel, prequel, and reboot.
They can't get the continuity straight, even when they try to do things right.
Yeah, but at least Bumblebee is supposed to be good. And as John Cena saying the very obvious, they're called Decepticons. Am I the only one noticing this?
Yeah. It's just like the producer for not knowing themselves whether they're doing sequel, prequel, or reboot that is complicating the entire discussion over them.
Yeah.
He used this to get by all kinds of airborne threats. Hit the triangle button while in the air to slow down time.
Time Lord!
So wild, dog!
I just love that we have he found out how to manipulate the flow of time and space.
Like, it literally action movie slow. Whoa.
And that is just hilarious to me.
It's like power scale this. Alright, you need to get back up there.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sticker, I don't mind dub versus sub debates by most, but their biggest problem is the Yu-Gi-Oh community itself being toxic nowadays, and even back then. Yeah, again, it's a lot of the toxic stuff is just about the details we don't know.
Yeah, like, and that's the unfortunate part, because like when you don't know something, you just don't know. Like, and
yeah.
It's hard to formulate an opinion off that.
And it's like, I'm a defender of Shin Yoshida for the main point of a lot of the stuff people blame him for, he didn't actually do or have a say over. And other stuff that they blame him over is clearly examples of executive meddling or inconsistent with his writing track record. Because if you look up the writer's track records, patterns do form. So inconsistencies are just larger and larger outliers.
High-class heist.
Spinning, grinning head.
Hello, Sly. I'm your head.
Jackpot, Sly.
Justin Simone. So I went to my first Model Builders event last weekend. Didn't win any awards, but I did win the Aero Rebuild as the door prize. Nice. We had some of those out here.
Yeah. Also, we got a lot of people in the chat today.
Nice.
How was it we got more people than when we were doing Final Fantasy XIV?
Might have been just the length.
Well, you see, furries.
Yeah, okay.
Plus nostalgia. Probably.
The power of John's hidden charisma.
Probably, yeah.
Like in our darkest hour, John will reveal his super form, and it'll blind everybody. Blind us so amazingly that we don't actually see it.
And it's scientific, so I'll blind you with science.
Exactly. Like it's like that's the joke. Like it's so amazing that nobody can see it. Otherwise, you would die.
Bradley Harris, one issue I have with subs is those subs who put in the dub names for monsters, e.g., an example, calling Osiris Life or Demon's Dragon, Red Dragon Archfiend. Yeah, that I can understand.
Subs do that.
Yeah. The Crunchyroll subs do that because they're legally required to do that because those are the English names of those cards. And so fan subgroups doing that, they don't have the legal grounds to do it, but they do it because that makes it understandable for people reading them to associate them. Though there is definitely an argument both ways on that, because a lot of the name changes for the English game because of the changes to the Yu-Gi-Oh dub are just outright terrible. Like, Dark Magic has a more malicious interpretation than Black Magic. I pointed that out in my reviews, that it's a stupid decision. And to make the executive producer replace the name of Osiris when it's the Saint Dragon God of Osiris, not Osiris as a god.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I see what you mean.
Yeah. So yeah, let's describe those other ones.
And it's the same way as the Winged Dragon of Ra, it's not necessarily the god Ra itself. Same thing with Obelisk. God of Obelisk, not Obelisk as a god.
Ow.
You just got belly fucked by a walrus. Like, are you just gonna take that?
Hell no!
You just dodged rolled! You literally dodged rolled!
I used it for its intended purpose! Yay!
So yeah, using the English names in Japanese subs that are focused more on the Japanese version of the series, I get that, but I can also understand the logic for it. Like, it's not a meaningless change. But yeah, they should probably stick with the Japanese names if they don't know the English release names yet. That is definitely a legitimate critique. So I know I'm both sides in the issue, but legitimately I don't have as strong feelings about that versus unnecessarily changing the names of a main character.
I don't have any strong feelings about this one way or the other.
Like changing fiends to demons or archfiends, like changing the names of demons to fiends or archfiends, there's a lot to there because there's definitely a big censorship issue with that. Or how with Gundam, we got God Gundam turned into the Burning Gundam because, you know, divinity aspect.
Well, you slightly were above water, so therefore you will die.
The one weakness of a protagonist. Ow, ow,
Why
ow.
didn't you just run into the...
I didn't mean to.
Sure.
It was bound to happen eventually.
John just really...
Okay, I got another one that's a stupid and unnecessary localization change that I think people should agree with. With Zell, changing the Hope archetype to the Utopia archetype. It's like, Hope and Utopia are not the same thing, and it's created all sorts of translation issues ever since.
Where's... Ah, there we go. Here you are.
To be fair, Burning Gundam is just as cool as the name is God Gundam. Plus, both are supposed to be motifed after the sun, so it's a logical change, and it plays well off of shining to burning, and burning in turn to rising. There is a common naming convention that catches them all together. It's just that after you do the name change, then the name of the series makes a lot less sense. Because it was supposed to be the God Gundam versus the Devil Gundam at the end. Versus shining was referring to light, and light pushing back the darkness.
Hey, this is gonna be annoying.
Because also that the change of Dark Gundam to Devil Gundam. But at least that made a bit of sense, because Dark is apparently a gun that's synonymous with evil.
Evil! What? We're evil! Evil!
Finally.
So again, even burning makes sense in that name change light, but it doesn't evoke the same thematic motive of God versus the devil.
Press the circle to enter the
But it's
vault
cool
code.
as hell.
Especially with the series endgame of the devil taking the love of Domon's
Dial
life
in 436.
as its own host.
I'm fine with it either way.
Yeah. You walked into hell, save the one you loved. It works perfectly. Also, the power of love defeats the devil.
Cooper's dive collection technique. This
Chris
move
Cooper?
is an extension of the
The
dive
actor?
move you already know.
With his maniacal laugh?
And hit
Maniacal
the
laugh.
button near
Maniacal
breakable
laugh.
objects for some
Ooh,
fast
maniacal
braking,
laugh.
Fast collecting action.
Ooh.
Basically, your dive got upgraded.
Yeah. Also, the entire reason the devil to dark and God to burning name change happened was because religious white ring nutjobs were antagonistic to Bandai over the name Death Scythe Hell when the action figure versions of the Wing Gundams got distributed to Walmart. And Walmart had to individually, by their own choice, pull all of those from shelves and send them back. Of course, as a company, Bandai would not be happy about that. So regardless of them being years old and there's nothing that can be done about that name on their behalf, because they have never changed the Death Scythe Hell's name to Death Scythe H out of just marketing materials, that's why they changed it for the distribution when G Gundam got brought over.
I think that was all the keys.
From in this section at least.
So yeah, you can always blame Christian hypocrisy censoring things when they demand themselves not be censored to ruin everything.
Yep.
Did you do this one?
Yeah, I did that one.
All right, let's continue.
Yep, on to the boss.
Or no, I think it unlocks the next section. That's the thing.
Oh, right. Yeah. Forgot about that.
And then the boss. Let's. So you only need 3. I think you got 4.
5, actually.
Emerald DC, with Elon talking about getting rid of the ability to block, are you guys leaving Twitter? I've seen some people already either going back to Tumblr or going to Blue Sky. We are waiting for invites for Blue Sky. I think that's the biggest problem with Blue Sky, in that you have to be on a waiting list for an invite that is going to keep it from being used well. As for Tumblr, I'm already on Tumblr. I've never left Tumblr. It's just like, it's not the best thing for short posts, reblogs, and just easy image access, because the site is not set up for that.
But unfortunately, it is doomed to failure.
You're not gonna tell me I have to shoot myself out
But
of
yeah,
a cannon.
Elon getting rid of blocking is the worst possible idea, simply due to the harassment that is commonplace on the platform. Actually enabling that is going to lead to lawsuits.
What are we
Definitely.
waiting for?
Because that
Show
is
me
a
those
direct
hollow
enabling
ones.
of harassment, and it's against their own policy. And if they
Yeah,
get rid of that
And
policy,
I'll swipe whatever
then
it
the
takes to get
site
shot out
can
of that
actually
cannon
be
and
taken
steal
down
back
from
my
its
family's
distribution
raccoons.
servers, because a lot of right-wing websites have gotten taken down because of their incitement of harassment, because harassment is not free speech.
I love that you can actually unlock most. Oh, you can't unlock them all at the same time. But you can
Yeah.
throw them.
Oh, apparently Ogenics managed to get copies of Giant Robo, the Ginray, OVA, Ryukyuki Honey, Colorado Black RX, and then Dread.
Nice.
Yeah, from the right stuff distributions and Discotheque Hall. Hey, Shinta, how's 2023 for you so far? Terrible.
Okay, Terror Death, let me stop you right there. Gao Gaigar did not copy G Gundam's ending. It's like, there are so many stories out there where the hero saves the love of their life, who's been now under the influence of the evil monster, that it's just a trope.
Plus, it wasn't even handled in the same way.
Yeah, like
Dark Gundam is...
Can I speak on this real quick? Like, I am so sick and tired of people, like, saying, oh, this series copied this other series, when they did something similar, but only on the base level.
Yeah, the most basic of levels, because, like, Dark Gundam is the antagonist throughout the entire series. It is constantly being manipulated versus, you know, a last-minute final end boss after everyone thinks the villainous faction has been defeated and cannot be brought back. It's like, that is a lot different. Moreover, Rain is fed to the Dark Gundam versus Mikoto being an unknowing seed. And it's not the power of love that actually defeats it and frees Mikoto from zombification. No, Guy beats it outright and then changes her back to normal after it's been already weakened. Plus, it's a thematic thing with the guy regaining his humanity through the power of his love versus Domon undoing Rain's control because of his confession. Like, similar story points, but used in distinct ways.
Proving your worth yet again by protecting the treasure key like a sword down there. It appears there's a prowler on the premises. And if any of you let him get his hands on that key,
I think, yeah, it does predate G Gundam too.
for an entire fortnight.
G Gundam was 94.
G Gundam was 90. Yeah, 94. That's a trope and story point that does predate that series.
Yeah. So anyways, so John, how do you feel like being back in the shoes of Sly Cooper?
It feels great. I love this game series. Even though 3 is after watching Golden Bolt's retrospective of the series, I can definitely see the flaws in 3, but I still love this series. It's just, it holds up for me.
So Des, in your opinion, what are some instances where censorship or story changes get a pass by your standards, like something being too difficult to translate? Translate in the idea of it's too difficult to convey the original intentions. There's not many. Like, if a word doesn't translate, there are ways around that. Like, not actually translating the word or using an idiom that is descriptive of it. Like, as I described in the Symphogear reviews, Zesho does not have a direct translation, but the closest conceptually is Swan Song.
Oh, did you check check back on that thing you were on? I saw,
Yeah, the sparkles. I just went back for them, just for the clues.
Censorship by writing, there's not much. Like, visual censorship, I'm more understanding of, because, you know, there are some things that are just too graphic to actually be able to do, so adaptational censorship is more understandable for, like, hyper-graphic stuff. I think you guys have complained about a bit of that with the Chainsaw Man adaptation.
Yeah, basically I haven't seen it myself, but one thing I heard about the Chainsaw anime was the original manga is gory, dirty, like a grindhouse movie. Like, it's very explicit at times, right? But
yeah.
But also still within that Shonen Jump, like, you know, you can still view it on the app, right? The anime tones things down considerably.
Yeah,
or
and
at the very least, the color palette is just not what anybody had in mind, you know?
And that's just to get to meet broadcast standards, which broadcast standards are bullshit at times, but there's a logic to it where that it's sometimes not well intended for general audiences when they are trying to market to general audiences. It's dumb, but there's a logic to it. Like, I could not get into Attack on Titan, and good for me on that in retrospect, because of how graphic some of the kills are with that. That's the toned down version in the anime at that. But yeah, writing censorship or censorship because of religious reasons, there's less excuses for the most part. Terror Death said us question with the recent Seed movie teaser. What are your thoughts on Kira maybe going evil? Look, I would be more accepting of that if they actually ever admitted that Amuro Ray was in the wrong in his actions. But as he's not, then it's going to be that same hypocritical... Like, I have a rant on this in the Dark Side of Dimensions thing. I am sick of stories extending on older series completely fucking up the characterization, and there is nothing in Seed or Seed Destiny that actually depicts Kira being an outright villainous or, like...
Basically, like, in
I'm
sorry.
Yeah, I'm trying to gather my thought on this. I am sick of adaptation decay. Like, I can't believe I'm gonna bring this up in here, and I don't want to get into a Star Wars argument, but people's issue with Last Jedi and not being on the Luke Skywalker's entire arc with that is legitimate, because we have seen that so much with legacy characters, and people are never on board when they do it. Even if the writer-director had a good idea for it, people do not like their heroes being manhandled like that. It's... So... Even if you got the original actors on board the idea, it's not something that's going to fly with them. Like, we got a recent thing about the Commodore 5's 20th anniversary film, where there was a scene, Yuria Haga and Kento Honda just straight flat out refused to do because they felt it was against the characters they played to go through with it. We don't know what the scene is because that special hasn't released yet, but we know it happened where both of them agreed they weren't going to do it, and the Toei staff for the film said, okay, we'll change it. And it's a thing where a lot of this stuff just, like, you think you have an idea and you don't, and the people who think that it's a bad idea don't put their foot down on it.
If I have right to say something now?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and maybe John, you can probably agree on me with this. I am sick and tired of legacy franchises defaulting to the idea that the heroes that we grew up with are secretly bad guys or go off and do bad things. Like, and I'm not talking about making mistakes, I just mean straight up bad things. Like the big former movies making Optimus into like some, like,
more bloodthirsty
than usual. You know what I'm talking
like
about.
a Schwarzenegger or Van Damme or Sylvester Stallone action hero, when no, that's not Optimus Prime.
Optimus Prime, yeah, he's supposed to be robot Superman.
Yeah, and like now the Seed movie, like we only know what we've seen from the trailers and stuff, so there's all intents and purposes. It could just be a feint, you know?
Yeah, it's more than likely a case of the wrong people think he's doing a wrong thing because of misunderstanding, because that's how Seed rolls. So Kira wouldn't actually be the one in the wrong, but of course, you know, trailer subversion. But Sunrise has to know that people are not on board that. It's the same thing, like, people to this day, looking at Code Geass, still think Lelouch is the villain, when no, that is objectively Suzaku, but Sunrise themselves don't help with this misinterpretation because they never punished Suzaku for anything.
But yeah, like, so let's step away from that for a lot more while. So, John, you've been watching Stargirl, right?
Yes, I have, yeah. I've been watching Stargirl, and I finished the first season last night, and immediately ordered the second season because I genuinely think it's probably the best live-action DC series I've seen in a while.
Oh, was that what came in today?
Yep, that's what came in. Though for some reason, and this is weird, the Blu-ray, season 3 only has a DVD, not a Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Which is...
That'll make sense.
Yeah.
It's like, it is generally cheaper to produce Blu-rays these days than DVDs. Not because of the economical, Blu-rays are more cheap to make, but it's more economical to print one Blu-ray than multiple DVDs.
Yeah. But, yeah, season 1 is definitely a... Oh, come on. Damn. Oh. I hate those crabs. I hate them so much.
At least
top corner.
Oh, you son of a...
Better luck next time.
Listen, John, calm yourself. At least you're not having trouble with the trolley.
Yes, the trolley problem.
Trouble with the trolley, eh?
Yeah, but I remember this from when I was young. This is the one thing about Sly 1 that I don't like. The vehicle sections or the ones where you have to grab something or smash it. And unfortunately, it's going to come back several times, including...
Now, this was definitely an first entry platformers, like, trope where they had to throw everything in the kitchen sink in.
To see what works, and that I get, but...
Now, they should have... I would rather it not be here, but it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. Die, damn you. No. Get away. Get away.
Stupid mimics. You made me look bad.
Hate you. No.
Over there.
I'm gonna just be killing crabs. Just them, nothing else. Die. No.
That's a stress test.
Yes, this is a stress test indeed.
Top.
Oh!
Same spot again.
Damn it! Okay, oh, you were so close. Damn it!
I need all 7 keys. This isn't something I can skip. And that's what bugs me about it. It's not optional. It's mandatory.
So many enemy crabs, but no giant ones.
Throw a sinker. I remember a couple of years ago, people tried to blame My Hero Academia solely on its staff because of the third movie, but it was actually people who wanted that movie to be made instead of sources not confirmed. I've not seen the third movie because the second movie was so terrible and actually did screw over the production of the 4th season, which was more essential to the storytelling of the anime.
Yeah.
Because, and we know that one actually happened because the original animation staff for the show went over to doing the movies.
Bastards.
Alright, I'm back on focus to John.
Maximum focus.
Yeah, I know the third movie is terrible too. I didn't watch it. I have never watched any reviews of it, so I've not heard the reasons why.
No, you bastards. Oh no, you don't.
Over there.
No. Oh no, not you. Not you either.
Crab people.
Partly crab.
Oh, I'm in there with you, John. Oh, the pain. Oh,
Deep hurting.
Come on, John, you got this. All right, Lexi believes in you.
I remember bits like this when I was a kid, pissing the hell out of me. I had when I had friends over and I got angry, oh god, I feel so bad in retrospect now when I was a kid because I would snap at them because...
This is a Donkey Kong 64 minigame that drove me crazy. Like, not a literal ripoff, but it's the same kind of formatting.
No, I get that.
No, like, okay, let's all, like...
Doesn't help that some of the chests are spawning right on top of the crabs. Yes, that is completely correct, Joey Nicao.
Yep.
They're only doing their shellfish. Yes, I did just think of one. I'm sorry. Alexis, move on.
Said narrator Ron Howard. No.
Golden Garo, it's like they saw how much of a breakout character Melissa was and are constantly trying to replicate it, forgetting the reason we liked her was because she and her dad fleshed out All Might's backstory. Plus, Melissa plays out as a what-if scenario for Izuku's own hero journey. Like, what if he went the tech whiz route?
Yes! Woo! Finally! Die.
So, like, even if the first movie isn't amazing, it at least does good lore things. Whereas the sequel movie, the later movies have not done good lore things, or they do things people explicitly did not want to ever see that the production staff thought people did.
Alright, guys, are you ready for a boss?
Boss time!
Case in point, Bakugo getting one for all. It's like, no, Bakugo is an asshole who we don't understand why Japanese audiences like him.
Anyways,
because Horikoshi himself had said that he fucked up major with Bakugo's depiction, so to make him more of an outright asshole, and he's been trying to dial it back ever since to failed effect.
Anyways,
how delightful! We have a guest. The only thing is, I hate unexpected guests.
He doesn't like surprises.
Wipe up my family.
He must hate his birthday.
You better expect company.
Oh, I'm ever so sorry.
The voice acting in this game is a mix of good and weird.
Yeah.
it's charming.
It's inconsistent, but it is charming.
Like with Carmelita.
Yeah.
Who never gets a consistent voice actress.
Floating to
Gargantuan size and squatting
like the insignificant bug that you are.
Sponge Boy me Bob! I started working for a thief opposed to a raccoon and I'm going to die! Arr, 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 arr. Is that Clancy Brown?
Is that? If that is.
No, it's not.
Oh.
Anyways, Giant Frogman. He's oh god, inflation.
Oh god!
Ron John's inflation!
By the way, try going from the Kurgan to Lex Luthor to a crab. Like, Clancy Brown has range even though his vocal tenor doesn't change that much.
Are you careful?
It's just in the way he talks.
Don't!
Yeah.
Oh, phew.
Okay.
Okay.
You...
Super Sentai fanboy, have you ever played Kirby games? I played Kirby 64 The Crystal Shard. That's it.
I've played...
Oh, John, this is the one with the...
Oh god, yeah.
Oh, God,
damn.
That's right, Mario Party logic.
Mario Party logic.
I forgot he did that. I legitimately forgot that he did that.
Me too. It's, like I said, it's been years.
It's been years, so it's... So just don't make any mistakes and don't die.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And now I've unfortunately made the chat argue about Bakugo, and yeah, a lot of them are agreeing with my position on it, and even I will say the issue is just that Horikoshi made him go too far when he introduced him, and he's never recovered from it, because he doesn't do the things needed to actually make him recover from that interpretation in a timely manner. The fact he only apologized after the, Izuku quits the Academy arc. I'm forgetting what they call that arc. The one with Lady Nagarin. Though that he only apologizes after all of that is way too late.
Yeah. Be careful.
I'm careful. Oh.
Desperation move. Woo!
Blast it all! You've beaten me.
Okay, perfect quote, Wiz of Wonders. Kakera is really not liking Keiwa here.
Kakara is a frog guy in Kamen Rider Geeks, and
He's the supporter of Keiwa, who is raccoon themed. Kamen Rider Tycoon. Yeah. In fact, in the most recent episode,
Raleigh said
Keiwa actually defeated
detailed instructions on
Kakara.
how to perform my ancestor Ryoichi Cooper's Ninja Spire Jump, a technique he developed while sneaking into the thickly fortified castles of feudal Japan. Finding a way off Raleigh's boat got a little tricky with the untimely arrival of Inspector Fox, who, failing to find me, busted Raleigh and his crew.
Hot chick with gun busted.
With the storm machine out of commission, boats found their way back
Double
to the
pun on
ocean,
that.
and the mystery of the Lost Triangle faded from memory. My gang and I...
Bradley Harris. Also, Horikoshi made the mistake of treating Bakugo's apology as the endpoint instead of the beginning. Yeah, it's the starts of the character arc. The starts of the improvement.
Yeah.
I took the
The fact they didn't do the apology after they fought, after the hero license exam, that was when he needed to do it. That is when the arc is supposed to start, and it's later stuff that is supposed to complete the change, but instead it's not, it is not delivered well at all.
Yeah.
And it's the sticking point with people that Bakugo's arc could not start until he apologized. So everything in between that is him explicitly refusing to change, but circumstances forcing him to act in different ways. So he gets to the beginnings of the character arc, and then he resets. You get a bit of change from him, and then he resets.
We're all set to
So
go to
it's not
Mississippi.
progressive.
It had been a while since I'd been back in the U.S. Next up, the notorious mugshot. Ruthless muscle of the fiendish five. What he lacked in brains, he definitely made up for in brawn. Turns out he wasn't always that way. He grew up as the run of the litter. A neighborhood weakling. The only friends he could turn to were usually found on the big screen.
The dog
It
father.
was there that he spotted his first gangster, and he knew instantly that that's what he wanted to be. He spent the rest of his youth working real hard to get there, fueled on his dreams of great power and respect. With enough perspiration, he realized that dream. He'd become a hard-boiled, street-brawling, tough-as-nails gangster, ensuring that he'd never be kicked on or pushed around again.
This feels like an unfortunate case where they needed to actually antagonize somebody who, like,
So he's holed up in Mesa City.
deserved it better than he got.
Thrive in
Yeah.
American boomtown.
Yeah.
But he's part of the Phoenix 5. Floyd Cooper in Sunset Sneakers.
I was almost expecting Sunset Overdrive.
But yeah, like, I love how, like, where the cutscenes are placed, because it's like, there's your opening of the episode, and all these various missions, it's like the
Story arcs.
Yeah. And look,
Start a synchro. Does Deshina really hate Sasuke from Naruto? Oh, it's the same problem Bakugo has in that he never faces consequences for his actions, and anytime anyone else brings up actually holding him accountable, the protagonists are like, no, he's not that bad. He killed people. He did wrong to these other countries. You're creating international incidents and controversy and conflict where none needs to exist because you're hanging back on this guy who has literally tried to murder you.
You mean the Ninja Spire
Like,
jump?
the hypocrisy...
Do me a favor and read me the instructions
Naruto broke because of its hypocrisy over Sasuke. It's the same thing that breaks... I've already gone over this with the series. You need to hold people accountable.
Emblazoned upon it.
So jump and hit the
oh,
circle
join
button
the
to land
cow.
on narrow
Oh
spots.
my god, this is
That's
just like
a
the
rough
Kingpin with the
translation.
Yeah, you described it pretty well, Bradley Harris. It's like, it is definitely describable as Uchiha Syndrome, where a character is a creator's pet, despite going past the point of no return.
Dude, that was sick.
The fact, like, two or three of the... Like, no, more than that, like more than 3 times, Yuri Lowenthal has voiced them in English is insufferable to me because I actually like Yuri Lowenthal as an actor. Like, he does a really good job. It's just like he plays a lot of really despicable characters.
Ooh. That slow time feature.
Yeah, it is awesome.
So, oh, there's a clue bottle over there.
Over here? Over there?
Eh.
Yeah, over there.
DJ Toku, 10 will get you 20 that despite being a hard-ass mob boss, Muggsy still does what his mama tells him.
Yeah. Yeah, there's actually a bit in the 3rd game where Bentley tries to lure Mugshot into a fight by insulting his mother, and it's probably one of the greatest insults of all time.
It's like if Muggsy is one of those tough guys who was a weakling throughout his childhood, he probably only had his parents, specifically his mother, for emotional support, so of course they'd respect his mama.
Yeah.
It's like he was the only one there.
Yeah.
Or she was the only one there. I don't know why I spoke on that one.
Also, like, the insult is hilarious. Your mother was a broken down tub of guts with more gentleman collars than the operator.
Ow.
Ow! Ow, Bentley!
Yeah, that guy, he's lucky Mugshot didn't just grab him and beat him to death.
Sensors. Step on them and you're a goner.
Nice touch.
They're safe to walk on while flashing, but it also means they're about to switch to a different sector.
Like, the writing of these games is genuinely pretty good.
Yeah.
Hey, Chavez, final thing on Hiroakis, I hate what they did to Mirio because he became my favorite.
Yeah, I remember.
The thing with that is, Mirio was supposed to be the false idol, so them fucking up with Mirio later, that's consistent. That was actually expected, because Mirio was supposed to be the All Might in name only kind of character, where he does everything that the Flanderization of All Might would do, but one that doesn't exactly match the rest of the intent of the character, like the kindness angle. He doesn't have that.
Well, like, here's the thing. They brought Mirio back, but, like, I think what HA5 is referring to is Mirio's whole thing at the end of that arc was he lost his powers, right? Like, that was, like, he messed around and found out, right?
Yeah.
But then, much later, he comes back with his powers.
Yeah, because Eri restored them.
But the problem with that whole... Now, in theory, that should be fine. The problem is, they should have, I don't know, spent time developing that.
And they did add that in the anime, but yeah, it's
Like,
limitations of the medium.
Like, listen, when you're reading it in a manga, like, imagine, like, 1 week you're seeing Deku getting, you know, decked, and the next thing you know, wait, Mirio, where the f did he come from, you know?
Yeah,
like,
but
and then, like, Eri suddenly has control of her powers now? Okay, sure, why not?
Or use them in the presence of Eraser so they were shut down before they could go out of control. But my point was more on the his fight with Shigaraki and his saying that the reason Shigaraki is evil is because he didn't have any friends, and it's like, wow, way to miss the entire point of villainy in this setting, where a lot of the time it's from people not having any opportunities or generally being screwed over by reality. So it's like, you are not All Might because All Might actually would acknowledge this shit.
Oh, yeah, there's a thing.
So it's back to that false idol angle, where people think that it's inconsistent with Mirio's character, when, no, that was the original point of what they were doing with him.
Yeah, John, back. That works too. I was saying you could climb a bat.
Oh, right. Ah, darn it.
Well, now you know.
Now I know.
Yeah, DJ Took, also the story of Endeavor is dicey. Yeah, because he is an outright abuser, and they are acknowledging that, but they're not acknowledging it in a good way, because they do not justify the abuse. They do not do that, but they make it so that the greatest victims of his abuse are not getting justice for it, or at least, like, Dabi has not, because they went around and went no, he was always sociopathic, and Endeavor was not encouraging him to use his powers. And like, hey, that's a good dad angle, but that doesn't excuse what he did to his wife and how he treated Shoto. So it's like, you're doubling down on trying to vindicate him while also acknowledging that he did wrong. You can't have it both ways. Either Dabi is completely valid in why he went evil, and then you have problems there because you have to conclude the arc somehow, or it's like Endeavor is vindicated for that and you can't.
Can't unlock that yet, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And again, back to that executive or editor meddling thing, I wonder how many of the things that have gone wrong with more recent Hiroaka are actually editorially mandated changes. Because that kind of feels like what happened with Bleach, where a lot of editorial stuff kind of messed with things the farther it went on, into the point that Type Kubo hit burnout, and that caused a lot of the end series problems, and now we've got the 1,000 Year Blood Work anime adaptation where it's consistently good.
But yeah, because it now has time to flesh out ideas, and it's presented in a... I haven't actually watched the 1,000 Year Blood War adaptation, but from the still images and clips oh, there it is.
Yeah.
From the clips I've seen and like the still images, they're doing it justice.
Yeah, because a lot of the stuff in Hiroaka feels that way, where it's editorially mandated. Like, Bakugo, for some reason, is high in popularity polls, so it keeps doing that back and forth. Will they kill him off? Will they do this? And it's like, we don't fucking care. If you're going to kill him off, kill him off.
There's also the problem with the fact that the chapter lengths in My Hero Aka have just become so damn short to the point where it feels like chapters have been actually split up just to pad things out.
So that does feed back to that burnout interpretation where Horikoshi just can't do it, or there's such loss in writing, or Horikoshi doesn't know how to build the story out to its conclusion from where he is now.
Yeah.
Explosive ad technique.
And if other parts of the story have been deliberately screwed over out of editorial mandate, that would make more sense, because if you're missing a piece that you originally intended to put in there, then the story past that point is not going to work as successfully.
Like, the latest chapter was, like, that I found online was apparently about 7 pages long.
Oh yeah, like I remember reading that,
Yeah.
and it's like, wait, 7?
Like, we got All Might versus One for All for One round 2 with him in a mech suit, and it's like just a few pages this week.
Star Singer, from what I heard of the AMHA staff, most of the writers, producers, directors just stopped caring and became more terrible. You keep citing anime, we're citing manga, where the sole storyteller is Horikoshi. The writer of the My Hero Academia anime can only go so much with regards to adaptation. So you can't blame the anime's writer for a lot of that, because adaptation. And the anime's writer is not... unless it stopped being who it was originally, did they change writers who was doing the adaptation?
I don't know. And honestly, I don't care.
Because if they change writers, that makes sense, because the guy who was doing the first few seasons was the guy who wrote Gundam 00, and he is consistent. Yosuke Kuroda.
Yeah, but he went on to do better things, like lesbian golf anime.
Oh yeah, so Yosuke Kuroda is off of My Hero Academia Season 3, so that's more justifiable, but if they put someone who is consistently bad at adaptation on it as a replacement, then that is more justifiable.
So we know he's here somewhere, but how
it's all about track records.
Mesa City is a big place.
Given that he's a bulldog, it seems only reasonable to assume that he'd choose to live in a giant fire hydrant.
That's some sound logic, Sly. Now you just need to find a way to break into the building's base.
Oh, I'm sure I'll think of something.
Speaking of, I only hear about the series anymore from Twitter. Did they kill the yandere? Last I heard, Himiko Toga was in a fight with Izuku and Ochako.
No, it was Izuku, Uraraka stayed behind, so to fight Himiko, so Yaku could go fight what's his face. And I honestly don't know if Himiko is dead or not, because
it ends
with I want to make this point on Hero Aka before we switch topics, but they killed characters and then had them be brought back and I just don't care. Like, I legitimately feel like they could kill All Might next week, and I would not give a crap, because you gotta either say they are dead, or they're just knocked out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, as for what happened to her, basically, Ochako was bleeding out, and so she decided to give her some of her blood because she had absorbed it or something. Basically, it's like a new friend sacrifice, and honestly, I just don't care.
It's like they literally did the whole Kimiko redemption sacrifice thing in one fight.
Yeah, no.
You don't do
like,
that.
people wanted... I was in that camp of wanting Kimiko to dial away, but then they dialed up her crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's a point where you can't come back, and I think that's one of the bigger struggling points with that, and a lot of shonen series where, like, where you fail to acknowledge the moral event horizon in an era where you have to acknowledge the moral event horizon.
Is there a key in it for the winner?
Yeah, 3 times around the track for a key.
It's all you, man.
FT
Drive
pulled
van
the
with
same
left
dead,
and
oh not
right.
dead bullshit.
If you manage to pick up
FT?
any nitro
Fairy Tail, I'm
power-ups,
thinking.
Okay.
you get a boost
But
by
I
pressing
think
the
Fairy
square
Tail
button.
might
Go
have...
get
I
it.
honestly haven't seen much of Fairy Tail to, like, say one way or the other.
Fairy Tail is a setting with magic and ridiculously high tolerances for pain and damage, so that's a bit more understandable, but, again, it can only go so far.
Anyways, this whole thing that's come to the dogs.
Oh, God, this thing.
Yeah,
the Murray
like-
sections are definitely the worst.
Yeah, they are.
It's so...
Like, the problem is that conceptually what you're doing isn't hard. It's the controls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which again, early PS2 and developers' first major
Yeah,
game
like
like this.
2002, like, you can't really fault them that much.
Yeah. 2004, that was either way.
It was earlier than that, but
Yeah, I think it was 2002. You just taught that guy.
Yeah, a lot of PS2 controls were just jank because of this. There weren't any real rules. It's a lot
Right.
better these days most of the time, where if there's an outlier, you can actually complain about the controls more.
These things are just good. No, we're probably gonna... I wouldn't be surprised if we spent the rest of the stream on this.
Yeah, considering we're close to approaching time, but I doubt you're going to be here for 20 minutes.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. And I'm most likely gonna lose this one because...
Well, hey, you haven't played this in a long while, right? Like,
Yeah.
you're just getting rebalance of the controls,
And you're getting close.
and
Oh, you're in 4th out of 5. I didn't realize that. Sorry, I thought this guy was the only one in front of you.
No.
Whoops. I believe in you. You got this. Wait, what place are you on? Yeah, you're fucked.
I'm just remembering this
You
bit.
just need to be able to throw... Oh wait, those are nitro for speeding up. I thought they were like dynamite you could throw at the full
I wish.
capacity.
I wish it was dynamite.
It would be fun. Yeah, I'm just remembering this bit from...
Now, are you using them immediately as you get them?
Yeah.
I think that's the problem.
Maybe.
Because if you stockpile them a bit, and then you can use them on the straight stretches. That's usually what I do in racing games.
That's a good point, yeah. I'm just remembering a bit from The Simpsons' very first official episode, where it's like, I don't want to leave until our dog crossed the track. Never mind, let's go.
And you still need to wait for them to get back at the beginning of it.
Anyways, fire away.
Yeah, okay, maybe my idea isn't very good, but at least, like, avoid using them on the turns, because then that just makes it more difficult to get around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah, like this straightaway, I would think would be much easier to burn nitros on than going Kirby.
Yeah. I'm gonna crash these cars.
Yeah, you kind of have to hug the turns to pick up speed, and it's hard to do that when you're nitroing. like my advice is helping a bit.
Yay!
Probably gonna lose this one too.
Oh,
though.
definitely gonna lose this one. I'm definitely losing this one.
Use the blue shell, Luke.
That's just not fair that they can take that. They don't even use it.
The people who won with a banana.
Man, those crummy dogs are pumping me right and left.
Well, get back in there and bang them back.
Don't worry, we're still got that dog in.
Go back in there and bang them back.
Issue 5, you know, since Crash and Spiral got Queen Masters, do you think this series could?
That would be nice.
It would be nice, but I think the problem is just how little they sold originally. Like, I think the franchise barely broke 1 million between the 4 games it had.
So, John, are you saying that this race is a bit rough?
Yeah, it's going to the dogs.
Right. You got a bone to pick with them.
I do.
But don't pause.
I'm getting barking mad.
Yeah. Dog pun. Listen, for every pun I make, I'm pretty sure my execution date gets a little bit closer.
That's it. I'm exiting this level. I don't want this to be the
John.
last thing.
Yeah, we can come back to that one.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Or I can just do it off screen.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we did this in one try!
First try!
First try. French fry.
Boom!
Yo, it's the boss. You know, I need a voice to admit that maybe driving everyone out of town, while necessary to set up...
Sorry, Synchro. Also, Shinta, why did you move the house at some point? Was it because the apartment was small or bad? I'm guessing you missed it. My mom died, and I got a bunch of money from her dying. We're actually still sorting out the tail end of the estate because of one creditor who legally cannot take money anymore because they missed the deadline, but they're still insisting on it because stupidity of legal stuff. When I got my inheritance from her dying, I was able to buy the house because we needed out of that apartment because it was small.
Oh. Oh, wait, the only 2 left. Oh, wait.
There's the third one. Phew.
And thus, I own my own house with no mortgage. Like, you only really see the living room out of this from the streams, but it's big enough for all of us, easily.
Oh, definitely.
Nice job getting in.
We have a fair amount of storage space. Actually, need to clear some of it out because I have some of my mom's stuff still in boxes I need to go through. But I got a dedicated room for filming. I've got Alexis has her room upstairs. John has his room on this floor. We're in here inconsistently. I have my desk workspace, and my where I sleep is as a room in the basement.
And you also have invades our dreams every night. Hooray for Lovecraftian horrors! I don't think you should...
But yeah,
just
Star
avoid
Singer,
them.
a lot of what you've been asking is stuff we've discussed either in previous streams or were in update videos from years ago that I figure people would also know because I brought it up inconsistently in regular videos as well. So it's odd when that happens.
Yeah, these dogs are something that, you know... Look at them strut, though. Staying alive, staying alive.
The fact they have that inconsistent move rate, that's unusual to program.
Well, yeah, like they were told to strut.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like, you usually don't program... It's not easy to program a strut instead of a standard walk cycle.
Yeah. Look at them go. They're just, they're jamming, man. You just really wanted to kill him, didn't
Yeah.
you?
DJ Tuku, cry havoc and slip loose the dogs of gang war.
Don't you mean hogs? Gone.
No.
It's like...
They're both farm animals, Lana.
Let's...
Sorry I missed them because I was busy at work. Not just work, like, again, updates videos, things that can get accessed at any time.
Anyways, at least John's not a serial killer.
Why do you emphasize cereal?
Why do you have a cereal box in your hands?
What?
Funny thing is, before I found out what a serial killer actually was,
You thought it was someone who killed cereal?
or had something to do with cereal.
Oh,
Yeah, cereal as in continuous,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
cereal as
Oh,
in...
yeah.
It's S cereal, not C cereal.
you once killed them, John. Oh, you're still alive!
Wow! Thank you, Lucky Charm! Or something.
John, oh, you missed some clues back there.
I'll get him.
It's like, yeah, it's like you're just standing there and like, John, you're not dead.
I thought it was dead.
Well, you're mostly dead.
Starsick, I imagine Shinta is Sunday playing GTA San Andreas or 5 is gonna be Shenanigans 101. I have said in videos that I do not like the Grand Theft Auto series.
Yeah.
That's been in the scripted stuff that I more expect people to be aware of if they actually follow my channel.
Yeah.
Hey, look, it's a little doghouse.
Showing a cow, those dogs were boned.
Strut, flex, dog, strut. Oh, John, there's clues up there. See that? Something bouncing.
There.
No, but behind you. On the...
Up there?
Yeah, see?
I got him. Thank you.
You gotta get the clues, John. You gotta get the clues.
Alright, how many Scooby snacks do we need?
No, we don't need Scooby snacks. We need Lexi snacks.
Someday the Scooby Gang's gonna have to ask themselves, are we enabling an addiction?
Here's a better question. Why have they not... who took the name Scooby Snacks from them? Because, like, the dog's name is Scooby-Doo. They have Scooby Snacks. That's a brand in the universe. Who took Scooby's name?
Did they... Was it one of their first...
Are they getting royalties from it? Is that how they fund their crime fighting?
That is a very good point. I've never thought of that.
There is a rabbit hole here. Or do they just call them Scooby Snacks because they're dog treats they bought for Scooby? But if that's the case, then why is there an actual box that says Scooby Snacks on it?
You're asking the deep questions? We're not...
These are the deep questions I have been forced to ask after they fucked up the 13 Ghosts and Zombie Island series. It's like, if you deliberately invoke discontinuity, you call into question everything.
God, that sequel movie sucked.
It could have been so great. But then they screwed
Seriously,
up the
there are
ending.
some Scooby series where the supernatural happens. It's fair. It brings more importance to the series or the entries where there isn't supernatural happening because it builds the credence of some of the... If supernatural things actually can occur in the setting, then it's fine to actually discredit the ones which aren't. It makes it important to discredit the ones which aren't actual supernatural then.
We don't count the live action movie though.
We don't count the live action movie. James Gunn is not completely at fault for that one. He was too deep into trauma at that point, thus the disgusting humor.
Yeah. Luckily, he grew out of it.
Yeah, like the live action Scooby movies aren't completely bad, but they do screw up in central tenets part of it. Like there was a story to Scrappy-Doo going evil. It's just not as people. It's not as good in execution as one would think it is.
Yeah.
Although Sarah Michelle Gellar as Daphne.
And Matthew.
Matthew Lillard as Shaggy was perfect.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's been the consistent voice of Shaggy for years.
Like, people couldn't have some complaint about his interpretation of the character in the first movie. Fair. But he does sound like Shaggy. And when he went to do the animation voice for Shaggy later, he nailed it.
Alright, I'm missing one clue. What's that?
Oh, wait, why don't you just go up there and see if what is it there?
HJ finds the problem mostly came down
There it
to
is.
writers making Velma into a super skeptic beyond all reason and science, recent stuff. Yeah, it's bad because she used to be the one investigating to see if it was real instead of trying to prove it from the start. Thus making who was many people's favorite character into the local bitch. And then the Velma series happened, where they doubled down on that in perpetuity.
From your hyperactive ancestor B.F. Cooper. He discovered a way to speed up the clock.
Wait,
Perfect for those
Sly
long
Cooper has the
speed
power of
ups.
Made in Heaven?
Just hold down the triangle button to use it.
Sly Cooper can just bend the laws of time?
Yep.
Starter Synchro, Velma the Bad Cartoon or the live action series? Yes.
There was a live action series?
There was a Daphne and Velma movie.
Or something.
I don't
Sly,
know about
this
that.
giant roulette wheel is spinning too fast to jump counterclockwise around it. You'll have to jump in the other direction to try to land on the green section.
Yeah, you have the right idea.
You're going the right way, you just need to time it so you land.
Dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you're actually utilizing that power the way I think it was intended.
Star Platinum of the world!
Yada,
I still think that is one of my best jokes from Wonderful 101.
Yeah.
The Platinum Star Platinum of the world. HJ5, so how long before you run into Joker in here? Unfortunately, this is not a conceptual palace.
Some people call me a space cowboy, but
We can probably stop here. It's nearly 3 o'clock.
Yeah, if you can get to a checkpoint to call it.
Well, you just beat a level, so that's how you.
It's in the hub world. So.
Okay, so yeah, we will call it here. Alexis and I are probably going to get our SMP Dyranos, aka the Mega Thunder Zord from prior to Season 2. No, it was called the Mega Thunder Zord.
Really?
Yeah. They were the original Thunder Zords, so the combination was the Mega Thunder Zord. That's why they could do the Thunder Zords Megazord the Thunder Megazord thing in the Ninja Storm because they hadn't used the name before. But yeah, Alexis and I are likely going to get those in next week, and if that's the case, then we will do a build stream that week, and then that week after we'll continue with Sly Cooper.